Right, there is me with a little bit more inspiration. And sometimes I just really feel like that. And I actually want to talk about inspiration. So that is funny. And now that's so weird. Before getting everything set up for recording, I usually have in my head exactly what I want to say. And then I have it all set up, and then it's like, okay, where do I start? Because telling myself or whatever you in mentally is as if it's already out of my system. It's always really odd. Anyhow, for me, the last couple of months, I think I have been feeling like I'm at a crossroads, and I kind of lost my inspiration, and I haven't painted, for instance, in I don't know, over a year, I think. And sometimes I have a few paintings to finish off, and a really lovely one as well about my inner child. I was how I always see her in a meadow. I started painting that, and I needed to finish it off, and I don't know. I just completely just lost it, and that's been going on, yeah, ever since somewhere the end of November, I think. And that's also, I took a bit of a break here and there, and not doing personal readings, and haven't offered a course. There will be one. I already said that a couple of times, the free 5-day self-love course. But I need to feel that inspiration again first before I can do that. Otherwise, I'm just going to force myself to do it from more like, I have to do that. It doesn't work for me. I can't do readings that way either. I really have to, I need that click, that inspiration. That otherwise, it just doesn't work. That's why I can't pump out personal readings either. I see some readers sometimes saying that they deliver within 24 hours. I don't think I could do that, because if I have a bad hair day or an off day, I can't. I just can't. It doesn't work for me. I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. I'm intuitive enough to do that. But then it doesn't make me happy. And I don't like to do things in life anymore that don't make me happy. So then I then I have to go against the grain to do reading. So yeah, and then you will still get a quality reading. I will never ever give you something that doesn't work, and I wouldn't do that. But then it won't make me happy. It doesn't fulfill me to do it that way. And I don't know, it's just the way I work. I'm a bit of an odd one, I suppose, in that sense. But anyhow, it was funny about this feeling that I'm at a crossroads, and I've had that feeling for quite some time. And then this morning, I came across a video on YouTube from Abraham Hicks, who gets channeled by Esther Hicks, on being at a crossroads. So I thought, well, there is the cosmos sending me something that I need to watch, right? And so I did, and it was so wonderful, absolutely wonderful. It's from I think her latest seminar in January or February this year. And then she talks about that you're not really at a crossroads ever. It's just that she comes up with this analogy that you're in a car, where you are driving in a car, so to speak, and that car can only go 60 kilometers per hour. And then what it is when you feel you're at a crossroads is that you basically, all that you feel is you want to get in another car. A car that goes 80 kilometers per hour, right? And your car that you're in can never ever get to 80 kilometers. You just want to get in a faster car. And, and then she said that the biggest obstacle is that we always think that we need to find this lasting thing, this one thing that is it for the rest of our lives, the real one thing. And she says that's never the case. There will always be something else. And I thought, fuck, that is true. That is so true. Because as soon as if you have a goal, let's say your goal is to go to Tibet, right? And it takes you 10 years to save up and maybe find sponsors or whatever, and to get time off from your work so you can actually go have proper time, maybe like 2 months or something. And after 10 years, you can finally go. And for 10 years, you've been feeling, I want to go. And maybe you felt for 10 years that you were also on a crossroads concerning that subject. And in a way, or you've been feeling like you've been looking forward to it. And as soon as you've been to Tibet, that's gone. Then you've had that. And then that goal, which used to be in the future for 10 years, it's just gone. Because you've done it. You've been there. You have the experience. And then it's not like that's it, you'll never have anything else in your life. And you go back to just living the rest of your life waiting to die, so to speak. Or just get bored and only just work and sleep and blah, and because you've done that one thing that you want. No, it doesn't work that way. After you've been to Tibet, you want something else. Maybe you want to open a shop. Maybe you decide you want to travel around the world because you enjoyed it. So whatever, it doesn't really matter. Or it can be entirely different. Maybe you want to do a course learning how to paint or to play an instrument or something. There's always something else. There isn't just this one thing. Yeah. There is no, and that's what Abraham Hicks or Esther always says as well. There is no end. There just isn't, right? And that's also what you can never do it wrong, because it's not like you have only one chance at it, and then that's it. It doesn't work that way. And I thought, bloody hell, that's so good. It's also like when you go driving in your car. And you come at a crossroads and you're in an area you don't really know. And you don't know whether to go straight on or turn right or left. You don't know. Then are you going to sit there for 3 years until you have decided which way to go? And then you decide, okay, let's say you've waited an hour. And then you decide, okay, I'm going to turn left. A kilometre further on, there's another crossroads. Are you then going to wait another hour? Again? Trying to make up your mind, where the hell am I supposed to go? No, it doesn't work that way. And I don't know. I don't know if you can feel it, but for me, it felt like such a relief. That, yeah, it's not like I shouldn't be focusing on this should be it, this is it, this has to be it. Then you make it so big as well, and then you can also easily get an overwhelm and not do anything at all anymore, right? Because then the ego will wake up, and the ego is like, no, you can't do that because have you thought about this and have you thought about that, but what if this happens? And they completely lose it. Right? And but also that sometimes you have to just go, and it doesn't really matter, because it's if you find out at some point 3 kilometers further on, for instance, that you took a wrong turn, who cares? You just get out of that car and you get in another one, or you turn around and take another road or whatever. It doesn't matter, does it? We make it so important and so big, and yeah, to me that felt like such a relief. So yeah, I felt like sharing that, and now I'm completely sharing something entirely different than I had in mind. And that's also beautiful, isn't it? It just flows wherever the hell it flows. A funny thing is that after watching the Abraham Hicks clip, I was watching a few other thingies from, I think it was from the Hay House Summit. There was a short thingy from Kyle Gray that you could watch online for free from that summit, and a few other people as well. And I watched Kyle Gray and another guy, and something similar came up. I'm not certain now which one of these two mentioned it, but something similar came up about being at a crossroads kind of thing. And also what was important that, and I do believe that as well, to not force yourself to do it. That's what Abraham Hicks said more often in more of her clips, by the way, that how can you tell if it's right? And that's also access consciousness. They say the same thing. You can feel in your body, feel. Does it make you feel good? Does it feel light? Does it make you happy? Does it make you joyful? Does it inspire you? Does it want to, that feeling? Then it's good for you. But if it feels like heavy, oh God, now I have to go. I have to do it. Oh dear, I don't want. Well, then it's likely not the right thing for you, or you have to wait and whatever. Then at least the moment isn't right. Right? If it is right, then it feels light. That's actually a nice one to remember. If it is right, it feels light. I'm gonna write that down. I'm coming up with wonderful quotes here. Just, I never read that anywhere. I like it. I'm seriously going to write that one down. Probably post it on my Instagram as well. I'm going to leave it at this. Otherwise, it's going to get way too long. Also, one more thingy that I used myself that might be really helpful for you as well. I like to work with color an awful lot. And I love especially golden yellow. And that's the solar plexus, right? And it can help you with confidence, feeling more powerful, empowered, and just really, well, just empowered. I can't really find another better word for it. And what I often do, if I need that energy, if I really need it, and I can feel that, and for you it might be a different color, so really just tap into it. Don't go for the color that, I mentioned, because it might not be the one for you that you need. But I have a book, because I like color therapy a lot, so I have a few books on that. And one of them has these wonderful images of the colors in the book. This is one of them. This is the golden yellow, and I like it because it's got all these different hues. So there's light yellow here and darker here, and all these shades or hues, whatever, in between. And that's why I like it so much. And then what I do is I put this on my desk where I can see it all the time, and I just breathe it into it, especially into my solar plexus, because this is the color of the solar plexus. I just visualize that I'm breathing it in, absorbing it into my solar plexus, and boy, does that help. I'll tell you quickly, and then I really am going to go. A couple of years ago, I had to be on stage. Once a year, I was on stage presenting a gig and also singing during that gig, doing backing vocals, percussion and shit. But I was the presenter of it. I love that. But I was always bloody nervous days before the gig, and quite logical because I love it. But I only did it once a year, so you never really get into the groove of being on stage with people in the hall and a band behind you and all that stuff. Oh, I so love that. Anyhow, I did the same thing days before the gig. I put that book on my desk, and I deliberately took time every day several times a day actually, to breathe in that colour and to tell myself I can do it. I can just do it because I love doing it and I've done it before. There's nothing to it. I can easily, and that kind of stuff. I kept repeating whilst absorbing that colour into my solar plexus, and I've begun to feel stronger and more empowered and really confident that I could do it. Then there was the moment I had to go on stage that first time of the night, right, to do the opening talk. And I love that so much. I seriously, I love that so much. If I could do that for a living every day, I would. I seriously would. It makes me so happy. In any case, I was on stage, and all the singers for that evening were also on stage. The hall was full up, and then I have to do my opening speech. And I was nervous, and I thought, no, we're not going to be nervous. I just visualized in front of me, on the wall or wherever, or in space, that color, this golden yellow color. And I visualized it, inhaled it, told myself at the same time I can do it. And I did the best freaking opening ever. It can be that powerful to work with color. Seriously. So you can try that as well. It can also help you to get more inspired, maybe, if you feel better and more balanced and so on and so forth. And that's it for today. I'm gonna go back to my chicken in the oven in the kitchen and in some 45 minutes enjoy a really nice meal. Have a great Sunday.